Yeah, ruko.
I'll start good.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Hello and welcome to Any Color You Like. This is Mahima, and today's episode is really special because I'm joined by two of my favorite guys, Ankit and Laksh. I'm excited why also because this episode is gonna be on X, which is my favorite word of 2024. I think since I going on dates, I started making this list. So I have like over 100 X on my notes every time I go on a date, and I keep on writing it. I think that's why I'm single. But for our listeners, ick, according to ChatGPT, means a term used to describe a sudden feeling of repulsion or distaste towards a potential romantic partner, often triggered by a specific behavior, habit, or characteristic. This reaction can be strong enough to turn someone off completely, even if they were previously interested in that person. According to Urban Dictionary, it also means three-quarter of penis. I don't know why. um,
What is
so
that?
I have no idea. For today's episode, I chose Ankit and Laksh because Ankit has probably matched with like 90% of the girls on Hinge from East Coast to Hoshiarpur. Yeah. And Laksh, after a long period of rest, um, I think this January, he went back into the game. And last time when I met him in March, all the stories I heard, I think he's going at it in Toronto. And also because I'm pretty sure these two guys are gonna be officially single in next 2 years as well. Ankit 2 years back came to India and he went to Hoshiarpur and he was like literally going for arranged marriages.
I was ready.
Yeah, so
I'm still ready.
he went to a park with a girl. No, did you go to a park with a girl? What she said, like let's go to a park or something, right?
I did meet her somewhere. It was
In a
it was
park.
us. That's the funny part. It was not just us. It was parents as well. Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
God. This girl is
You've
probably
come a
still
long way
crying in
then.
Hoshiarpur. Yeah.
Yeah.
um, so let me give the mic to you guys. For Ankit, actually, let's start with you. How has dating been? Like, especially modern dating, you living in America, like one of those guys in a party when I see you, I see you with a girl. Like, you're just pretty smooth with it. Has it been like that always? How has your relationships been like? Yeah, tell us about your dating life.
So in terms of dating, I was not single for the longest time. I would say a good 7 years
Oh.
I've been dating. So the
Oh,
flood.
like the same girl or
No,
multiple girls?
I've dated two girls. One was almost three and a half. Actually, both were around 3.5 years. Um, I think that segment of my life was a different Ankit, I would say. But ever since I was single, it's only been a year and a half, I would say now. And I think I've transitioned into a lot more kind of an open guy, just kind of ready to do anything, but still very picky. I'm a picky guy, but I think there's so much out there, and dating itself has been just a crowd of games, these carnival games that you think you can win, but you can't. They're designed to fuck you up,
I
tear you
agree.
apart, and you just go in with that momentum, but you don't come out with it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's how it's been so far. But there's plenty of sweet girls out there. But they tell you fish the what do they say? There's plenty of fish in the sea, but they don't tell you they're catfish with Wi-Fi. So it's out there. That's been me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Laksh, what about you? Bit of context when before I met Laksh, he was my roommate's friend, and the first thing he told me was that he's this like lover boy. He's been in love for like years and years and stuff like that. So yeah, how has it been for you since you moved to Canada?
I think it's been a roller coaster journey for me. As you said, I've been in that zone where I was sold of this idea of being in love and having this one person, but then reality hit me, and then I was in this sort of situationship where I was in love with this person for more than 4 years, didn't pan out, then fell out of it. And that was the first time I actually downloaded Tinder, and I needed a distraction, good distraction for me. Met with a couple of people in Delhi, didn't work out. Like it was just like very casual things. And then I started dating this one person. That was, I think, the only stable relationship I've had for 3.5 years. And then I moved to Canada. And then in Canada, what happened was I met this person. This was the second time I fell in love with, and but it was for a very short amount of time, and again it didn't work out. So that was the time I realized, okay, fuck this shit. I think it's time to change the way I've been approaching the situation. And I took out time for myself, gave myself a whole year of just working on myself, doing things that I love, exploring myself, hanging out with my friends. And this was end of 2023. I started going back to the pool. I downloaded the apps, and I think it's been a good validation since then.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
potential matches, a lot of pretty women out there to meet. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's been a roller coaster since then.
So do you guys think it's like having so many options? Is it like a problem or is it fun? Like how? Because it's been a problem for me when I open a dating app and I see like so many options and like same conversations. You go on this date, like you have to kind of say similar stuff. Is it a problem since like we're growing older, we're reaching like closer to 30s?
It's like this, right? Dating is pretty new. I would say 5 years old, like online dating at least. And going and comparing that to, let's say, living in New York, right? If you're like psychologically, like you're seeing all these options, it's hard to stick with one person, or at least the thought of, okay, this is cool. I'll pursue that. But then you're like, okay, but where do I stop? Where's the threshold here, right? So where do you stop? Like when do you stop looking for that and just pursue the one? Because back in the day, you found someone cute, you found someone appropriate, you pursue them with all you had. Now there's so many distractions, and I think that's for both guys and girls. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's harder. It's harder for sure.
I think that's one thing. Like, if when I go on dates, the guy has like everything, but like not two things that I'm looking for, and I'm like, why am I wasting time? I just have to go back and just get swipe, and like I can keep on going on and on and on and on. But
Yeah.
it's really fun also, you know. Like I really like the idea of like dressing up, going on dates. And when I was in Belgium, I would tell the guy I want to go to this like new restaurant, and I would be able to try different restaurants in the city. So it just whole idea was fun, but I did reach a point where like for 4 months I was like, okay, I'm done. I cannot look at the dating app right now. It's just too much is going on. Yeah.
I would prefer having an organic connection over meeting somebody over the app. But I honestly I like the idea of having options because I don't mind having somebody in my kitty, and you know if it doesn't work out in the evening, I have somebody who I can text and meet later in the night. That's just me. But
Oh.
I gotta take my glasses off for this one. Keep going.
you know, so it gives you a good amount of validation as well, and then it depends on what point of life you're in. I very strongly even now believe that people on the app are there to just have a casual thing there, because the first instance that you get attracted to a person is based on just looks, not even their personality. So if you going out there meeting somebody in a cafe or a library or a market, you see
Or
them moving
clubs.
around, or clubs, yeah, you see them moving around dancing. Like people say that you attract based on looks, but I feel that when you meet somebody organically, you attract based on personality. You just don't see them in a still picture. You see them moving around, how they are with their bodies, how they are with their words. So that's a bit of a difference for me on the app, meeting somebody on the app versus meeting somebody organically. But I feel as long as see, in a North American context, and especially in cities like Toronto, people have their guards up. Every woman is being approached left, right, and center. So they're not very open to having a conversation with you, even if you look, let's say, above average. If you look below average, dude, you literally
If
have
you're
no chance.
finance, 6'5", yeah, blue
Yeah,
eyes,
yeah, yeah.
then maybe, yeah. I want to get into dating icks. So everyone gives like one ick each, and then you have to explain like why, and, like where that comes from and everything. Okay. So let's start with Ankit.
All right. Well, I have a list, but not in order. Let's see. I think one of the icks. This is not more so of a girl you're just hanging out with, or this is like maybe somewhat serious, like somewhat, you're maybe like a second or third date. Now you hang out with them. Whenever I hang out with girls, it's usually a long time. It always ends up being a good like 6 hours. We do multiple things, and it's great. It's fun. Obviously, I enjoy the company. But as soon as I'm done and I've heading home, if I get a call from them, I'm gonna be turned off so much. I'm done. I need my space. That's why I said we're done. if
So,
they call me immediately, bro, give me some space. Like, it's just not gonna work out for me, man. Like you,
so what's like a good time to call you? What's like your window after like you guys have hung out and stuff, and like you guys go back to your places? Yeah.
okay. So when I say immediately, I mean immediately. Like I'm hopping in the car ready to go, and the car is like my key's not even in there, and it's like so that's not gonna work. But the window, I would say, I mean, a good time is really 30 minutes is cool. You can hit me up, but not don't call me. I don't like calls. I don't like calling. You can text me. What's up? I'll answer. I really do like. Okay, this is the opposite of it. So I really do like when they'll immediately text you and like, hey, you know, this about the date was really cute, or like something about this. You know, I had a really good time. That's really good to hear because I say those things when I do enjoy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about eggs.
Mm-hmm. I think I
I'd say
agree.
give
Like, if it is a good date, I would text, I had a great time, thank you, but that's it. And then I would take like a day or two and like I would let the guy push the conversation. But if it's like second or third date, honestly, for me, it's also an ick if someone asks me to talk on the phone in general. Like, you need to be like 4 or 5 months into it to be able to actually pick up the call anytime. Like, you cannot just call me anytime. Like, but yeah, no, I agree with that ick. Like, yeah. What do you think, Laksh?
I think I definitely agree. Thankfully, I've never gotten a call right after I left. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, I agree. Getting a call or a text right immediately after, no, no,
It's like you
not
don't
what
have
it
a
is.
life. Like, why?
It's like
Why?
you're too
It's a bit.
desperate. It's just it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it gives me
Yeah.
that vibe.
Mm-hmm. That's a good ick. Okay, three of us agree that is an ick. Daksh, what's your ick?
Okay, should I start with the very obvious ones or should I?
I
Okay, I have
mean,
one.
yeah.
If they have a boyfriend.
If they have,
So no. Okay, let me explain it to what I meant. Like, you don't get to know it until the second or the third date that they have a partner, somebody in another continent or something, and then they tell you, we just it's sort of either an open relationship or we're just figuring things out on our own ways,
Mhm.
and then you realize, fuck, like, do I want to be in this situation? Do I want to be the third person? The idea of it might sound hot in your mind, but I'm telling you, it doesn't. It's not worth it. You don't want to be the third person because there will come a point where you will be listening to their relationship issues and problems, and I hate that shit.
What kind of people are you dating, bro?
I wasn't dating this person.
You
It's
said a
just I met
husband.
somebody, and then it was more like a casual scene, friends with benefits sort of a thing. So then you realize, no, that's not gonna work out.
Okay.
And it's much harder to
Yeah.
put a stop to that after that because then it's you
I
know
didn't think you. I don't think you put a stop to that for a long, long time. Yeah, you did not. So
initially I didn't.
Okay, tell me this. Let's say you find a girl attractive. You guys do a little talk. You guys, talk a little bit here and there, whatever. And you can tell like she's not gonna be your wife. Okay, she's not.
Yeah.
But then what's your game plan? Are you there? Are you blocking that girl completely off your mind map, or are you pursuing a different game?
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That's my
So
idea.
there you
Yeah.
go. So there you go. The game changes. That's like completely something else.
Yeah, that's complete. That's a very, I think, it's a very specific ick. Happens to like hopefully 1% of the population or maybe less.
That's
Yeah,
the urban diction. That's the urban dictionary game.
Bro,
that's exactly.
I'll tell you this once time I was swiping on Hinge, and then I matched with this person, and then we were talking. It was late in the night, and then she told me, fun fact about me. I'm like, yeah, please go ahead. She's like, I'm married, and I thought it's just she's just joking, and she's not real about it. But then we exchanged socials, and then I see on her Instagram profile, it's all her and her husband and their pictures, their wedding pictures, and
Oh,
I was blown away.
wow.
You're somehow attracting these girls. Okay, Laksh, I think the problem might be you.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I'll tell my ick, but it's not. I mean, it's not as specific as Laksh, but it's a bit weird. Every time I match with someone before trying to figure out their socials, like Instagram or something, I search them on LinkedIn. And if a guy doesn't have a LinkedIn, I am so turned off. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Why don't you have a LinkedIn? Like, why? So I think that's my number one ick. Ki, like, if you don't, either because like in Delhi, especially like right now I'm dating in Delhi, if a guy doesn't have a LinkedIn, then he's like one of those like Janta Mera Baap Kaun type of like guys. So I don't want to fuck with them.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I do that too. I look up people on LinkedIn, but there could be times where you can actually not find the person at all. Maybe they're there, you cannot find their profile, right?
No,
Or
I'm very
vice
good.
versa.
I'm very, very good. Like, I'll figure it out. Like, I will not, first of all, swipe right on someone who doesn't have any information on his, like, profile. Like, I will know, like, where did he at least go to school or something like that. So I will try to, and like, when we are having a conversation, I'll try to figure out very, like, in a sneaky way, like, what are you doing, which city and stuff. Then I have enough data points to actually go and look for it. So if I don't
Or
find
or
him, no.
or maybe
Or
they're just too big for LinkedIn. They're an entrepreneur. They have so much cash in the bank and they're running a full blown out business. They
Yeah.
don't need LinkedIn, dude.
But then if I Google them, like if I Google their name, like I should see them any somewhere, like some presence. If he's like he's running a big like company, like I should see some presence of some sort of okay, like for example, I made an exception for this guy who is a doctor. He doesn't have a LinkedIn, but he like told me where he's doing his MD. I kind of looked up his name on Google. So I was like, okay, fine, I can give him a pass because he's like a doctor, an actual doctor. So I found him on just Google, so on some videos and stuff. So I was like, okay, fine, we can go ahead. Fine. Yeah. So that was a pass, but mostly no. Like that's the first thing. I
So
pay
basically they
LinkedIn so
need
I
some
can stalk
internet
people.
presence. Yeah.
And yeah, like if the guy, especially on Instagram, has more than like 1,000 followers, or okay, now my cutoff is 1,200, more than 1,200 followers, I don't want to be with him. And more than like 20 posts, I don't like that. No. Yeah. Yeah, so he shouldn't have a lot of Instagram presence, but he should have like a LinkedIn presence. I don't know, it's very weird.
That's
That's how
very
I
specific
like.
now. Okay, 1200
Yeah.
is a very specific bar. Why
And
is that 1220 post? What's the logic behind it?
because like okay, in general, because 20 posts, more than 20 posts, why do you wanna who you sharing your life with? Why do you wanna share it? Like I want the guy to be like a bit like secretive. Like I don't want you to be sharing everything about your life. I don't want you to be
That's on
putting
Gram,
stories.
right?
I can
Instagram.
do it. Yeah, yeah, on Instagram, yeah. Like you, I don't want him to be out there already. I can do it. Like I'm a podcaster, whatever, so I can do it. I'm a bit hypocrite like that. You cannot. And especially if the guy's like 300,
Uh,
400 followers, but he's following like 2,000 people. I'll check the ratio. Like if there's like a lot of
Following to
booty, or
followers
just like more
ratio.
tech like me, yeah, yeah. I'll check. I will do my analysis. Okay, I'm a scientist. I like data points and stuff. I'm like, but yeah, I don't like more than 20 posts.
That's
No.
tip. Don't follow. Don't follow these booty pics on your main Gram.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Okay, Ankit, next.
All right. I hate girls with long, these fake eyelashes. They're just not it.
Um.
You look maybe from the front, cute. If I change the angle a little bit, I'm seeing a whole different eye, and I'm seeing a different eye from here.
Hmm. Is it just like the eyelashes, or is it like what if they
I
do
think
some
I
other
think it's I think it's the long eyelashes. They're really trying to attract you to your eyes.
really helping?
You can immediately tell when it's like fake because like it's they're flying away. Like they're just doing their own thing, and it's not part of their face. I can't do that. You know. What do you think,
Hmm.
Laksh?
So you're okay with those long ass nails with sticked on and stuff like
Oh
that?
no, the
So
long nails are also
which
kind of
craft do you hate?
hideous. No, the long nails are hideous. Like a girl that can't be like if you see her, let's say 10 times, okay, whether it be on FaceTime or whether it be like in person, out of the 10 times, I would say the ratio of being with makeup and not with makeup should be 30% with not. End of the day, it is time consuming for you. It is a task. It is something that you have to kind of push to put glamour on you. Like it's just a filter. End of the day, it's cool. It's definitely like an art. I agree with that. There's definitely some artists out there, but you do that all the time, and it's like a prerequisite to seeing a guy. Then it's a no. You know.
Yeah. And why do you need that on a FaceTime call, dude? Be yourself. Like you're at home.
Exactly.
Why do you
FaceTime
need
should
those
be like
eyelashes?
100% on the real, right? So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
agree
I
with
think
that.
most of the times I've asked my friends who actually use like really long lashes and stuff, and I'm like, just out of curiosity, why do you use it? Like, why do you need to? Most of
Yeah.
them kind of tie it back to like an insecurity they have. So I mean, like, I mean, whatever they want.
I mean, relax.
Why don't I have? Okay,
Yeah.
Laksh, your turn.
Okay, I think one of the biggest aches for me, if they post like those selfie pictures on Instagram, you know, where you're trying to show off your body in a way that doesn't really sit well. I'm not talking about a moral sense of it. It's just you from the looks of it you can see that it's posted in a selfie sense more so than in a what do you call it? It's not aesthetic. It's just out there to show your body. You're not
Okay,
having fun or anything.
so like in a girl in a bikini, is that slutty? Or just like posing on a beach in a bikini?
No, not really, not really. No, no. But if you're in a bikini in a hotel washroom and it is just 80% of the picture is just you in the mirror selfie with a bikini, that's a sultry picture for me.
Mm-hmm.
She's in
If
her
it's
hot
just
girl era.
Hot summertime.
no,
She's
no,
like
I'm
the
talking about
views are
let's
so
say
nice from this hotel, but it's her.
so imagine if you connect with this person and let's say 70% of her pictures are just sultry pictures and 30% is just normal pictures. I think
Yeah,
that's a big because she's just
the
out
ratio
there
definitely has
to
to be matching.
yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine a guy, if for you, or 80% of the guys pictures just shirtless pictures in the gym or the beach or anything. That's
I mean, unless he's a trainer with a good body and he's just in that way,
right.
that's
Yeah,
different. Yeah,
yeah. The
but
context
I
matters, of
get it.
course. If
Yeah,
you're a normal
yeah.
person, not in the business of health or fitness.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the girls that wanna, they feel good every now and then. They want to throw a pic on gram. But everyone works hard for their body. If I had
Mm-hmm.
packs, I would definitely boast about them. They'll be out there. But yeah, I get that the ratio. That's the main ingredient here. The
Yeah,
ratio really
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. You can't be like that. Shouldn't be your go-to post to post.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
There's other things to post out there. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And what if like she is not just a big, not like a bikini picture, but like she's going out every weekend and she's wearing clothes where like her cleavage is like visible and everything. And does that count as sluttery or no? Is it like straight up just like putting a body
Not
out?
really. That's you, my friend.
Okay.
We have a special guest pick on the episode right now. Pick the host.
No, definitely not. Nothing against that. Every person has their own choice with what they want to wear.
Bro, her and Krithi had boobies as Halloween. What? I saw that.
That was a brilliant costume, guys. That was a masterpiece. Okay, booby, like like it was amazing. I think, wow. And then we released an episode. We monetized that costume.
Fancy.
We're not gonna get cancelled on it. Hopefully, yeah. My next ick is doesn't listen to music or have a shitty playlist because I've come to conclusion that 50% of my personality is music. Like very funny story. I was in Thailand, like last month, and there was this like really cute guy, and then we met at the hostel. We went for like looking at viewpoints. I mean, it was going really well for 2 days, and when we reached the viewpoint, it was so beautiful. I started playing some music and he started shouting at me. He's like, why are you like ruining the view? Why do you need to listen to the music? Like, why do you like, can't you be just still with your thoughts? You're all the time playing music and stuff. And I was like, bro, like, I'm done. This guy was like, fuck, like 9 on 10, extremely fucking hot, whatever and all. Everything was great. But that one thing got me such bad ick, I couldn't get over it. Like, just didn't feel like talking to him after that. So I blasted the music actually while he was saying it. I just like blasted him and I was like, fuck off. And I just did not. We came to the scooters that we had. I had my scooter and was sitting on the back. I left him there. I was like, you just take a tuk-tuk or something. I took the scooter and went back. I was like, how fucking dare you? So this is a big ick for me. And especially the guy, if I find a guy who has playlists like my brothers, I cannot take him seriously. If he's just like, whoever has like the shittest playlist.
So that's a personal preference.
Yo.
a guy who listens to Altaf Raja, is that a shitty playlist?
Who the fuck is that? Wait, I don't know. He could be good. I don't know him. I don't know. My brother in the morning at 9 a.m. plays Chal Mexico Chaliye, Aja Mexico Chaliye. Yeah, that's
He has like 5 songs, 5 go to it. There's nothing else goes on his head.
So if I find a guy who's playing at 9 o'clock, Aja Mexico Chaliye, no, not gonna work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like if a guy doesn't know much about music, but if he is open to it, then it's fine. Like I like teaching music, but like not someone with Aja Mexico Chaliye. No, no, that's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
there's so much music out there. Yeah, there's so much music out there. It's bound to clash, but it's the matter. It comes down to you being open to it. One, but you're just vibing. I mean, music is a whole different language.
I play.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like my playlist goes from here to there, but like we should have a like when we're driving or even when we're having sex or something, it needs to like be it needs to match. What if I want to play Weekend and this guy wants to play I don't know chal chaiya chaiya chaiya. I don't know like
Who is playing Chal Chaiya 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 while making
bro, Delhi guys are pretty crazy, bro. Delhi people. So it could be the chaiya chaiya. Imagine
on the beach?
that needs to match.
I mean, I feel like Lush, we just haven't tapped into that.
Hopefully, I don't plan to die.
See, I'm open. I'm open to everything. I gotta try it once before I judge. I can't judge it without trying.
I know for a fact my dating career is gone now. It's just finished after this
Lush is just trying so hard not to get canceled right now. Yo, let him live. Let him live, guys.
Okay, Ankit, next.
Okay. Oh, girls talking in their baby voice. That is a little ick, yo. It's like has to be very specific. The context, the scenario has to be very specific for her to pull it off. But it's the baby voice. Go back to the crib.
Do you want to do how? Like, do you want to do it for us, please? What exactly? Do it, Ankit. Do it.
Yeah.
बेबी
You
ने
are here.
खाना खाया कि नहीं बेबी आज बहुत
मैं
उदास हो रहा था बेबी ने तो आज मेरे से बात भी नहीं की बेबी तो आज क्या कर रहा था
That
Dude, that's
is
so
universal.
crazy.
Like,
This moment, I'm like, fuck.
bro
Yeah.
you need to get up for that one that got me heated
I think that is a universal. Like, I don't know for Laksh actually. Like, yeah, Laksh, you might secretly enjoy this. I don't know. You look like someone who secretly might enjoy this.
Okay. I think okay, there is a big one. Lack of initiative. So when
Lack
you're the
of
only
initiative. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
when you're the only person who's making plans and they're just there to say yes or no. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, we're hanging out. We're 3-4 dates into it, and now we like the vibe. We want to meet each other again, but she doesn't take any initiative. She relies on you to make the plans every single time, and she's just there to tell you, oh, if I'm free or not. So, dude, that doesn't work out. If you like me enough, you need to take some initiative. You need to show me that you got something exciting planned, and I want to know you. You know what are the things that you like to enjoy, and take me to those places. Take me to those activities. I want to see what you like, what you vibe with. There was this one person that I actually confronted her about this, and she's like, but I just don't like making plans. You know, I've always been handed plans, and I'm just easygoer person. I'll just tag along wherever you want me to. You know, you make
Oh,
the
that's an
plans.
ick. Yeah.
That's a big one, dude. That's a big
Yeah,
one.
that's an
And
ick.
and
Yeah.
the sad part was she checked all other boxes, and this was the one thing I'm like,
damn
Mm. But okay, for first few dates, do you guys okay? Let's say for the first date specifically, do you guys plan the date or do you want it to be more like 50-50? We both figure it out.
I'd say the first at least 2 dates, the guy should be planning it out. Definitely the first date for sure. The second date as well, depending on what the vibe is. But I'd say I'd give it 2 dates. After the 2 dates, if I don't see a reciprocation in any way, so if she's not the one who's initiating a conversation or initiating a plan for the third one, then yeah, then I'm out.
Because I've been thinking about that. Like it's been like recently, like this guy. Usually it's always the guys who make the plan initially for me, but I kind of really like this guy. He made the first two plans, and then now we're talking, but he's not pushing for a plan. But he's just like talking to me all the time. So I'm thinking, should I propose a plan? Should I ask him? Okay, because I have something in my head.
I'm not saying you have to plan everything out, even just the intent
Suggest.
of that initiative. Yeah, just let me know. Okay, on the third date we can do something like this. This is something that I've been wanting to do, or I want to take you to this place. I can take the initiative from there on, but at least show me that intent, right? You wanna keep hanging out, and you have things in mind to do together. Yeah, up for it always.
yeah
Okay.
the one thing I got from both of you guys not together like when a girl says how she said like for Laksh I always have this plan or guide. The word always is an ick. I just found that out right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always? What the fuck is always?
What do
You
always?
you
Yeah.
live a life where everything happens a certain way all the time. What is that? Right? You
Mm.
can't have something always. That just doesn't make sense for me. A girl for sure has to. The initiative can be in all different ways. I think she could suggest something, right?
Yeah.
That kind of alleviates a little bit of pressure off the guy, but also it gives him ideas because we're different people. So 100%,
Mhm.
every both parties should be at least tossing some ideas. Give them a hint, give them something. They don't at that point, like Lux said, you take the initiative to plan that out, but I need ideas so we can tap into each other's like interests, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's like a must. You have to
Definitely.
go into each other's like territory, step in there, step out, kind of go
Mhm.
in, understand what's going on, but you just gotta have fun. I think I personally, I do plan my dates, but I'm definitely go with the flow kind of guy. Like we'll come up with something immediately, and maybe a day before. That's it. Like yo, this is it. But both parties should suggest.
Mhm.
It's only
Yeah.
natural. Why not? You're in this as much as the guy is, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is a universal. Like, yeah, I think I agree because if a guy is doing it all the time, I feel because I have girlfriends who are like, no, kind of like how you met this girl, or like, no, men should be tell us what time to meet, get the things ready, come pick us up, and stuff like that. And in Delhi, girls are fucking entitled. I think New York girls or London girls have nothing on how what's happening in Delhi. I was shocked. I was like, I'm asking for nothing here, you know. Okay, okay. Now we discussed some X, which I think 90% of them are universal for three of us, which is good because Laksh might get cancelled. I don't know. We'll see after this. But I think Ankit and me, like we played pretty safe. So, but I have like these questions. I have these questions that I ask my girlfriends, and in general, I hear in conversations a lot when it comes to dating. So, question one for both of you: how do you handle situations where you are not interested in someone but don't want to hurt their feelings? Usually, is it do you guys just simply ghost, or like what is your go-to plan for that? Because you go on so many dates, so I'm pretty sure that happens a lot. Yeah.
You wanna go first, Ankit?
All right. Ghosting is absolutely a no. Never done it. Don't like it. Immature. In terms of the scenario, I would say I think my pickiness saves me from these situations because I have not been in a situation like this. Every girl I've been with, I knew I'm gonna vibe. Yeah, but if it really were to happen, let's say, I'm in that situation, I would have to simply respect both of our spaces and not waste their time because I have been in relationships where the last months have been dragged out because why? Because one of us were not clear that it's dying. It's best to just give it out, let them know, and then for them to take care of the rest. You know, you got to let them
Mhm.
know you're respecting your time, you're respecting their time. The better you leave that situation, later on they may come back for another reason in your life. Doesn't have to be intimacy, it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could be a personal, financial, career, those situations. End of the day, these are people in your timeline, and
Mhm.
you have to respect the people in your timeline. So you have to respect yourself. So you have to let them out gently but firmly
Mhm.
at the same time. Yeah.
Firmly and gently.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but
yeah.
no ghosting. Okay,
Yeah, I
nice.
agree. I agree. I think ghosting is a no-go for me as well. I did that once and unknowingly, and I felt so guilty afterwards. I just picked up the phone one fine day and just gave her a call and let her know what was going on. But yeah, I can't live with that guilt, dude. Like I was very, I think, immature at that time. I didn't let her know what was going on, and I was sort of running away from commitment as well. The other day, I just gave her a call and I told her everything was going on. This my mistake. Nothing's in you. Don't question yourself. You were a very pleasant person, but it's just me. This is what I'm going through, and I don't want you to think anything of yourself. It's just you can blame me all for it. So I would rather tell them. But now what I've learned to do is I'm very quick with these sort of conversations. So if after the first date I have a very specific sort of things in mind, and if we don't vibe after the first date, I just let them know instantly, right? The next day or two, I'm like, okay, I don't think we should be going forward, and we should be respectful of each other's time, as Ankit said. I believe that, and and everybody has options at this point. But mostly, the reply that I've gotten back is a very nice kind of pleasant, and they're like, we're very thankful for you to tell us that, because I think they have been in a habit of getting ghosted, or I think most people just, it's easier for anybody to ghost, so they would be more appreciative if you send a message like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, look at you both. Such nice gentlemen. Like, proud of you guys. Yeah. I have been the person for the first 5, 6 years of my dating who did not give a fuck. Used to ghost. I don't want to talk. Not in mood. Until I got really badly ghosted. Really badly ghosted by this guy who I thought I'm gonna get married to. He
I'm
just like
glad you guys. I'm glad these girls are getting ghosted too, yo.
so since then, I literally have written it in my notes, like a nice a little like this message. Okay, it's not working out, but really enjoyed it. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I think I really picked up on what Ankit said, that you never know when you need them in whatever capacity in future. So it's good to always just keep them because they're in your timeline. Yeah. So any color you like does not endorse any ghosting. We are against ghosting. Yeah.
No ghosting,
But
guys. Ghosting is a no go.
that ghosting did give me a lot of content. Okay, I did make a couple of episodes on that ghosting, so it worked out.
I think it's trauma in your life, Mahima, you just monetize on it.
Everything is content, guys. Okay, next question. I'll ask two more questions. This is a quick one, but thoughts on paying on the date, the first date, or like in general, like splitting. What do you guys think about that?
I think I'll
Go
go
for it.
first. At least offer to pay. I don't mind paying for the first date, but even if you don't even show the intention to, just being able to pay for your own share, I am not coming back. Like, at least just give me one clear intention that you're willing to go for it. I am done. I don't mind. And generally, what I've been started doing so far is the first date should be a very low commitment. So like a coffee, or just nothing too fancy. I don't want to go to a 5 course meal restaurant, because if you don't like the vibe in the half an hour, you have to sit through all of it. I don't want to do that. But yeah, I generally I prefer paying on the first date. I don't want the other person, but at least show the intention.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I think this question falls in two types of mindsets. One mindset is the one where you're talking and you talk so the prior to getting prior to meeting, you talk so nicely, like everything is going so well, and when you meet each other, paying is really like when paying is not even in your thoughts. Guys paying, I'm paying, no questions asked, not even thinking about it. But I have had beautiful souls in my life that I've went out with that have really made it a point that no, they'll take care of me now. And sometimes I let that happen because it's nice to just have it, but it's not because I want it, but it just happens. And um, so that's really like that's been great. But overall,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first date, low commitment for sure. Unless I'm like dating a girl that I'm gonna marry, right? That girl I'm gonna take out on the best fucking dates in my life. So
Mm-hmm.
that's reserved for them. That's
Mm-hmm.
so I when she asked me, I can confidently say this is only for you, right? But
Mm-hmm.
so far, like, I think paying is I've been blessed. Let's just say that
Mm-hmm.
they've really tried to take care of me. So um, yeah, guys. I mean, you gotta act right. That's all.
I you know I for me, like when I was in Europe, it was a very because when I was going on date, like when you say let's Dutch, it's literally like a very Dutch thing to do. Like men expect you to like really go 50-50 on everything. That was a
Hmm.
bit for me. Yeah, but like most of the guys I did go on dates with, they kind of expected me to be like, I'll pay for the one round, then the other person will pay for the second round. But when they take me on the second date, most of the time they paid because I kind of like said that, in my culture, women like usually don't pay that much, blah, 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 and stuff like that. So I saw even my Dutch boyfriend change himself like a lot. Like he instead of going 50-50 over time, because I was like, okay, And I'm not, I can pay, I don't mind paying, I will offer to pay, I will pay for like buying something else, maybe it's not the same amount, but I would
Yeah.
expect somewhere, because of this whole provider mindset. But even if I'm earning a lot, I would expect it to be more like 60/40 instead of like 50
Yeah.
50
I mean,
Yeah.
one of the prompts in my head, one of the prompts on my head is literally, I get you round if you get dessert. It
Yeah.
throws off
Yeah.
that I gave you this,
Yeah.
you can give me this, and I'm
Mhm.
happy with it.
Actually, every time I've asked a guy friend about go like this question, paying on date and stuff, the most common answer I hear from like my guy friends is that if the girl is hot, we don't mind paying the whole thing on the first date. And if you want it to be a second date, but if we know it's going to be just this one date, we kind of want it to be 50/50. That's like the most
I
common answer I
understand.
get usually.
Depends on the context as well. So geography wise, if we're speaking, I think Indian context
Yeah,
is very different from a North American context in that sense.
yeah,
In North America, every woman is earning as I would say equally as a guy,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's even a point of contention for any person here. The biggest argument I've heard here is that how much they spend on getting ready and makeup and shit like that.
It is
So
expensive,
and
guys. It is
yeah.
really expensive. It is, honestly.
I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck
Those
We
big
that.
lashes, Ankit hates, those are pretty expensive, okay? That's
Yeah,
like 400
That's what we're
bucks.
saying. We're not asking for it. Don't give us that. We're not asking
exactly.
for it. Come
I
as you
get
are.
that. I get that. If you're all dolled up, yeah, you can throw anything on the table. I'll pay for it for sure. But like, I'm not going for these dolls. So I don't know.
Mhm. In Delhi, honestly, I've been on like 7, 8 dates. I never had to pay. One time the bill came and the bill was like 16, 17,000 rupees. I'm like, what the fuck? He took me like and it was the first date, really fancy place. And I'm unemployed as fuck, guys. I'm living on savings right now. So I saw the bill and I really hoped he pays, but I like took out my card like this. I was like, yeah, yeah. He's like, no, I got it. Delhi girls are really spoiled. I'm telling you. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just taking advantage of that being here. So I'm like,
Mm.
fine, if you want to pay, I'm okay. I'm unemployed. It's working.
Well, the
Yeah.
one Delhi girl I was hanging out with was a
Mm,
sweetheart. I
You
gotta say,
you
I gotta
you
say,
found the one. You found that one person. In Delhi. I mean, okay, two questions, but like we'll try to be a bit quick on them.
all right.
First one, why do you think non-Indian girls are usually not that interested in Indian men outside? Like, I mean, this is something, it's a trend I've seen. I could be wrong. It's like, what do you guys think? And when I was in college and when I was in Europe also, Indian men were not like the top choice of non-Indian girls. Do you guys faced that? What do you guys think about it?
Go for it.
See, I live in Toronto. There's a very bad reputation of brown men here, and
Yeah,
everybody in
Brampton.
the world knows about it. So the sad part is, and that doesn't sit well with me, is that you have to make up for being a brown person. So you have to make up for it in the way you speak or the way you just handle the situations, the way you show up, the way you dress up. You have to make up for being a brown person. If I was white, I wouldn't mind wearing just a black t-shirt and like a normal like jeans to a date, right? But being a brown person, yeah, you have to dress up well. You have to show that you're not the average brown person out there. I think the reason for that is there are a lot of people, and I don't mean offense to anybody, but there are a lot of people out there who just don't smell nice. They don't know how to dress up.
Say it with your
They just
chest, bro.
they're not
Say it with your
presentable.
chest. They need to know. There's products out there. We got them. They're widely available. We gotta utilize them, bro.
We're not brought up in a way we're told to
Yeah.
how to present ourselves out there. So we have to pick up that skills by ourselves, and not a lot of people have done that so far. So I think that's the biggest reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I've realized after speaking to a lot of women at this point is that they just don't know how to talk. They don't know how to have a normal fucking conversation. Even on dating apps, the worst experiences that women have had are with brown men. They just come off as just just too desperate for a hookup, and
There's
that's
so
all.
many of us that the ratio, the
Yes,
bad
yes.
ones are
I'm not saying,
taking
yeah,
over.
yeah. I'm not saying white people don't do it. They do it, but it's just so many of us, as Ankit said, agreed that it's just the stigma that's created against us, and that doesn't work in our favor. So you have to do things to just outstand the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
True,
Okay.
true.
Is that the same
Um,
experience for you, Ankit, usually in America?
so I've lived in Canada as well. I've lived there for 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and that was my middle school to high school era. And if I were to take that perspective in mind, I would say if you want to pursue white girls or like any other girl that's not non-Indian girls, you can't just go. You can't just one day be like, "Yo, I'm into white chicks. Let me holla." You can't do that. You gotta. There's a plan that you have to first get involved with what's going on. Like learn their culture as much of spice there is in it. You gotta like know what's up with them. You gotta know how everything kind of goes, and then kind of mingle in that. And then you want to see because every culture has the best, the good, the bad, the worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even in white girls, every
Mm-hmm.
every culture has it. Everyone has their aches and all that. So you gotta realize like you can't just go off just the looks from a white girl too. You have to consider them because a lot of brown guys think that the looks cool, that's it, because they're so unaware of what other cultures are made of that they don't realize there's also more to it. There's more depth to that. So I think you have to have a game plan, first of all. Second, in terms of any other non-Indian girl, I think they're all the same for me as police, but for them, yes, because of the ratio, because of what they normally see. They don't see the guy that comes up and says what they want to say, regardless of their color, right? They are coming in hot with their confidence, with their things to say, with what we can vibe with. I think personally, I have not had much experience with white girls or any other. I have a little bit Mexican, whatever, but I think it really comes down to the first look. That's all. The first 3 seconds. If you can master the first 3 seconds, that's all it is. White,
Mm-hmm.
brown, yellow, green, purple, you name it, they'll come out. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
No, I think that's from my personal perspective. Also, I agree with both of you because then even when I was traveling in Southeast Asia, I could see the difference. I didn't see a lot of Indian guys in general in hostels, but I could see like it's just because okay, there was this. I got my tattoo done, and I was just talking to these two guys. One was German, one was Indian at the hostel, and in within 5 seconds, the Indian guy came and said hi to me. Oh, you're from India. You're from Delhi. Blah blah blah. After 5 seconds, he couldn't hold the conversation. He was pretty good looking, but just couldn't hold the conversation. The German guy was like very average looking, but with that guy, I kept talking for like next 30 minutes, and then we went out together as well. That Indian
nice.
guy, for the first 3 seconds, I initially looked at the Indian guy. I was like, oh, he's like really good looking, and wow, like whatever. And it was just the talk, that 5-10 seconds of like the initial conversation of holding it and just like going with it. And then it made me think that that's the problem with Indian guys. Usually, even if they're dressed up really well, it's just after they cannot hold that conversation. They're not saying the right things. They're not like really
Yeah,
hitting the spot, even with an Indian girl. Like so it must be really hard and they probably get intimidated with already the sort of stigma. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I agree with both of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Indian guys definitely go through it. The rejection even before they can even pursue. Like they definitely get that. Nah, I'm good
Mm,
type of vibe. So over time, it breaks the confidence. It's natural for any
mm,
human, right? You want to be
mhm.
able to
Yeah.
pursue, you want to be able to execute, but you can't because you don't even get an opportunity to. So over time, it breaks. So
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
you got to find your oxytocin somewhere else first.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. Then you turn to, when I was in uni, the first year, all Indian boys were like, they treated Indian girls as like kamwalis, okay? They were like, we are not going to look at them, we're going to go for all the gories and stuff like that. By fourth year, all these Indian boys couldn't get anyone, so they were back to the roots, okay? They were like, Mera Bharat Mahan. They were all in relationship with Indian girls. Because it didn't work. It didn't work for them with the girls outside.
Of
Maybe like
course not.
one in like 50 guy broke that ceiling and, found that
Yeah,
non-Indian
yeah.
girl, but usually they all came back to their roots. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good, really good conversation. But I think we are gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much. Before we go, I want you both to give like one tip each to both men and women for just like dating, like any like thing you want to say? One tip each.
I'd
Okay.
say I think the biggest thing for me would be just be your genuine self on the date. Don't try to pretend. Don't act very civilized. I would like just that is a big turn off if you're trying to act a certain way, and people can smell that out very easily, very quickly. It's you're not fooling anybody. So just be your authentic self. Be it as goofy as you are, be it whatever things you like. Just be open to the experience. Be open to rejection. There's plenty of people out there. If one thing doesn't work out, something else will. So don't be too hard pressed on an idea, and don't try to act a certain way because you've been told this works. No, just be yourself.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like definitely agree with Laksh over here, but maybe like a little tweak on that. I would say be yourself. Before that, perfect yourself, right? You wanna obviously be able to be comfortable to throw yourself out there, but
Right.
the better version of the same you, right? But for me, I would say the tip of the day is that you have to one be going zero expectations. Don't have expectations from anyone. There's no one that's gonna make you happy but yourself, right? Go in with
Oh.
that mindset. There's no one that's gonna make you happy. Second of all, you have to kind of go in the world knowing that everyone is the same. We are all the same. There's no difference at all. Your eyes are the only one telling you. One organ out of your whole body is telling you that people are different. This is different. That's different. Scenarios, whatever. End of the day, we all come from the same. But walk in with confidence, yo. You have to know when to pursue and when to not. It's okay. It's okay. Don't take all chances. Save some for the good ones or the best ones. You don't have to go for everything. That's what I would say. Be picky.
Okay.
It helps
Be picking.
in the long run. It helps being picky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen to that.
What about,
On
what about
that
you?
note,
Oh, we need
Yeah.
for
to
What
know
me,
about
about
you?
you.
okay. About me, okay. I think it's a bit more like kind of piggybacking on what you both just said. Yeah, be yourself, work on yourself, go out with confidence and stuff. I think it's a bit of a superficial advice, but really groom yourself, like how you look. That really matters. Like I honestly, if a guy is not well dressed on our first date, it's not putting efforts into how he presents himself. I I'm just even if he's like the most intelligent guy or the most good looking guy in the world, I will just be turned off. And so if you're going on dates, really, and I think dating is like it's a fun game, but it's also a very good way of knowing about yourself deeper
Exactly.
and like really, yeah. So it's just not about
Yeah.
outside; it's really about inside as well. So really, I think groom yourself, your mind, and like have I think one of the thing that really icks me off, which was my third ick, is like when the guy is just talking about himself. Like when the person is just talking about himself, does not have any quality questions to ask back,
Yeah.
or is not
Yeah.
interested in knowing about me, you know?
Mhm.
And it's a really, really wrong mindset that women talk a lot and stuff like that. I think when I go on a date and if I just poke a guy with a little bit deeper question and stuff, guys love talking and they kind of forget that they have to ask questions back, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really be more interested than being interesting. That's when you're going on dates. I think girls are big sucker for that. Yeah. Yeah, that's my tip on top of everything. Yeah. And for
Nice.
girls, do not fucking or just in general, don't put people on pedestals. I think we move so quickly because there's so many options. We get clouded by our judgment so much. I don't like sleeping on first few dates. It's not because the guy would think I'm slut or something, but it's more like biologically, I would release a lot of hormones and put this person on pedestal and really without like judging them thoroughly, like I'm already thinking about a future and stuff.
She's she has that biological game.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, this
No, 100%.
the
Like I
scientific doesn't
said,
work for
yo,
everybody.
that's science. I'm a guy. I'm a child of science. You got to keep those things in mind.
So every time you both also go on a date, always ask how does this person add value to my life rather than how you add value to this person's life. That has helped me a lot. I've been on the other side as well. I've fallen in love with guys after one date, but it's changed a lot now because it takes me time and being picky really helps. That's why like I really agree with Ankit. Yeah, those are my two top tips. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I really did not think this episode was going to happen for next 2 years, but we made it happen. Thank you so much, both of you. Let's see who gets cancelled after this. Laksh, I think you're going to die single after this episode. So
Oh man, I am not.
No,
I'm going to
no,
use I'm
bring
going
up
to
that
use
sugar
all
boy.
the I'm gonna use all the spicy things you've said for like
Oh
Instagram and reels and
man.
stuff. Like I'm gonna fuck you over.
Okay, dude.
Ankit sounds
Dude,
like a
ruining
guru.
my
Like he's
life.
like you feel your like be authentic. Like you are gonna. I'm not sure.
Maybe part two. They go part it.
Okay, thank you everyone for listening to Any Color You Like. Hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys really like this episode, maybe we can come for part 2. I really wanted to actually invite Vaibhav also for this because I think that guy has been out there, my brother.
No,
But then हमने शादी करानी है उसकी. He's the
Guru wants to
guru.
do something
तो मुझे
special.
but I'm like वंशिका बहुत मुश्किल से मिली है, तो अभी शादी करानी है, नहीं करा सकते. Too
हमारी
much.
बात मारती है मैं.
Officially single. Okay.